Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Point of Disorder, and I'm back. It's Norris, and I'm joined by the OGs of Point of Disorder. We got Gina and Julie. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, hey.
G'day.
Yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of our beautiful social medias. That is on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Point of Disorder, and at Distill Social. But we start today's show talking about some big stuff going on all the way out with the coastal elites in New York City, as the progressives have made a clean sweep in America's biggest city. We got to react to this because we have a native New Yorker with us today.
We do. I want to take back your coastal elite thing for a second because this is a win for the people. It is. Last night, people stood up against corporations, against fascism, against MAGA, against corporate Dems, against establishment Dems, against people saying we're not allowed to have nice things. And everyone got together and said, fuck that. We want nice things. We can have them. And we're going to vote for the people who are going to give them to us. Bottom line.
Imagine my shock and surprise to find out that there'd be political blowback from the richest people in the world deliberately hurting the working class people.
No.
Imagine. And it's very hard to believe that it also react in this way to the fact that we've only recently found out that some of the most powerful men in this country have been credibly accused of being involved in a pedophilia ring, and not one of them has faced any consequences. Shocking to think that people would be pissed off about that and react.
I mean, I think we're also seeing, and you've been seeing it all across conservative news and newspapers all across the country, is that now there's this fear that the big, bad, ugly socialism will sweep across the nation, when I think in actuality what people are saying is, wait a minute, we're looking at Zoran Mamdani. Here's a guy who's spent less than a year in office, has guaranteed child care for everybody in New York, has balanced the budget, has increased bus service, increased trash service, has got people feeling good about being from New York again. And why wouldn't people want more of that?
And the next one as well.
The next one.
And Norris, it's not just less than a year. It's only about 6 months.
Yeah.
It's such a small amount of time. And I think this is what people, particularly the moderate people in the Democratic Party, have been so fearful of for all of this time, particularly when Mamdani started to get some momentum back in, during the primary against Cuomo. They were shit scared that he would get in and actually be able to do what he
do
was...
things.
Exactly. Exactly. Do actual
Well, he did.
things.
He balanced the budget in 6 months by taxing billionaires who own pied-à-terre, so a small $5 million and up vacation homes in New York City.
Who doesn't have one of those?
Didn't cut a single social service, added some, and now we have people this morning who are pissed off that socialists ran and won and beat establishment Democrats who just write blank checks to whatever pet project is going on in Washington or abroad.
I reckon that that's one of the big issues. I think people are not only scared about the fact or pissed off about the fact that he's made a difference, but you're right, Gina, about the very fact that it just seems so easy to actually write a check and make a difference. I can tell you, I was in New York City last week for the Mamdani, one of the rallies that he had just before the election. Yeah. And they were just, first of all, the people were energized, but secondly, they went around and they were determined to make sure that every person in that room, and it was in Brooklyn, King's Theatre in Brooklyn, signed up to do at least one shift to knock on doors. And it's such a grassroots kind of...
Truly
grassroots. And
this honestly, man has built a coalition that has spanned the racial divide, the age divide, the religious divide, all of it. And I really think if we don't look and see what is this man doing right and learn from it, our entire party is doomed in perpetuity.
And even a class divide, because there's no way he can win without wealthy people also voting for him.
Right. I mean, I think people need to know, like, New Yorkers, yes, like, they're the majority of New Yorkers are working class people, but also New York is a very expensive city to live in. Therefore, about 1 in 20 people in Manhattan is actually a millionaire. Those people voted for Mamdani. Like, he wouldn't have won without them.
He took a big swing endorsing these candidates as well. I think we have to acknowledge that he could have just sat back and quietly kind of like...
So let me tell you, one of the people, this is really interesting, okay? One of the people he endorsed defeated a 5-time incumbent congressman who was the senior whip of the Latino caucus. This man was the first elected undocumented person into Congress, okay? Huge victory. Huge. He has been in there for 5 terms now, okay? So he's an older gentleman at this point.
Right.
And he is full-on establishment now. He lost to 30-year-old Democratic Socialists. So... I mean, I think people at this moment really need to look in and see what do the people want and who has it, because a lot of the things that we've been gaslit our entire adult lives into thinking as Americans we cannot have. Guess what? If these people are saying we can have it, Mamdani just showed all of New York it's possible. And everyone else around the country is looking and seeing universal childcare, free busing, expanded public transit, affordable housing, municipal grocery stores in places where people didn't have access to fresh food, paid leave. Oh no, it's going to upset employers. Guess what? People didn't lose jobs in Manhattan. They got paid leave. Taxing billionaires. Guess what? They haven't left Manhattan. They are still there.
Exactly.
All of those talking points, if you do this, if you do that, businesses will leave, the money will go, we'll be worse off. None of it happened. None of it. And the folks who are online today, Democrats complaining that these uber progressive people won in New York City, keep that fucking up and our party will never win again.
It reminds me, there's 2 things I want to talk about. And because you guys brought up the risk and the calculation it took for Mamdani to endorse these particular candidates. And for me, I saw that as, wow, here's somebody who immediately got to work in building his coalition. He did what he could do by himself, and now he is creating a coalition of people around him that are potentially going to be in various forms of federal government and state level government that will help him do even more. And on top of that, he's already endeared himself to the governor of New York, and he built a relationship with Trump himself. And so now you see Norris, this guy who has done everything to create almost a bubble of protection around him, while at the same time showing that he can work with his political opponents, the biggest political opponent he'd probably have in Donald Trump, and has made this guy fall in love with him. And now he is free and clear to really spread, quote unquote, Mamdaniism across the region and across the country. And I think that is scaring the moderates. And it's scaring them because we've all been in relationships where we know if this person breaks up with us, they're gonna find somebody better. We weren't necessarily on point when we was with them. Everybody's been there, right? Maybe you wasn't doing what you were supposed to do. You weren't on point. And that's how the moderates feel. I feel that when I see the moderates kind of pearl clutching right now, it's because they know,
here's
they're
the thing,
gonna go
though.
date the guy with the Corvette. Oh no, it's that's how it feels. And there's a part of that energy that I think we've lacked in terms of the more liberal side of American politics. We've lacked excitement. We've lacked joy. We've lacked the ability to really feel endeared to our leaders. And on top of that, we're seeing the generational shift as well.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of this,
But
too.
we've just been told, to patiently wait for so fucking long, and we're done.
Yeah.
Incrementalism.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to talk about some of it. I think comes down to the fact that just walking. You were talking before about Gina about the fact that millionaires and billionaires, they're not going to leave New York, of course. Where are they going to fucking go to? Like, seriously?
Chattanooga?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
Boise,
not
Idaho. Who knows?
Yeah.
So they're
Great
not
cultural hubs.
But part of that, I think that if you see people walking around New York City, and I've experienced myself recently, there is not just a level of joy. The streets are cleaner. So part of that is like just the environment that you're in. Remember when Gretchen ran for office here and it was all about like fixing the damn roads, right? Some of this stuff just comes down to people feel better when there's visible things that they can actually see and feel better about and feel proud about in their own city. Now, he did the same thing with potholes in New York City. He actually paid people extra to go out and actually fill potholes in New York City as well. And sometimes it's not even the stuff that, is behind the scenes. It's just the stuff when you walk around, and if you go into a subway and it's cleaner, if you walk down the streets and there's not mounds of fucking garbage bags everywhere and rats running around, then you do feel better about where you live. I think the other thing is a lot of the feedback I've heard has been around the fact that it doesn't work everywhere, right? Democratic Socialists aren't going to win everywhere. And we know that, right?
Yeah.
But let's be real about it. The people that were in office before Mamdani, before the people that won last night, the people that he endorsed last night that won, were not fucking raving socialists. We've moved a long way. I mean, Dan Goldman versus Brad Lander, there's a very big difference. And I just think that people need to keep that in mind. It's not as if New York was a bastion of socialism beforehand. It really never has been, to be honest.
Yeah.
And this is a big move. And
Having worked in the financial district
Exactly,
in Manhattan for a decade, I can tell you.
It is not.
New York is a capitalist haven, let me tell you.
Exactly. So I think we just
New York is very much a place where you need to conform. If you want to get ahead in business.
Well, people love money.
Exactly.
And the only way you can live in New York is really with
getting
some
money.
form of money.
Yeah.
Like it's...
But one thing I want to say, because you're talking about the things that people can see and feel and understand. And I think when you have a person who has lived a quote unquote normal New Yorker experience, right? Who is not necessarily come from a long line of political elites or come from a political family or a, super high earning business family. Like, that is a person that understands when the snow is not clear, I can't get to work. Yeah. That understands when the trains don't run on time, I could lose my job. Right. So when you have that connection to a normal New Yorker experience, or you have that connection to a everyday experience, it helps temper what is important in terms of your administration. So when he first got into office, when it was snowing outside, and he says, I'm going to pay people extra to go and clear the snow.
Everyone come meet me here. You'll be paid X amount. I think it was $30 an hour?
Yeah, it was $30 an hour. And
if you want a shovel, we'll give you a shovel. And he had they got 9 inches of snow in 12 hours, and you couldn't even tell it snowed.
Yeah, but the biggest thing I think beyond just the snow removal was that then you had people saying, wow, we should really pay sanitation workers and the snow removal people way more because this is hard ass work and I couldn't do this every day.
I can tell you, everyone was raving about the sanitation workers because I was there also for this all happened on the same day. The Knicks celebration, the big ticker tape parade, millions of people. It was insane how many people were in that area. Within half a day, completely cleaned out. It was just City Hall. Yeah. I walked there the next day and it's insane. So they're getting a lot of credit. Hey, can we talk for a minute? I know we've got some other stuff we want to talk about, but I want to talk about some of the reactions to Mamdani winning, because my favorite so far was John Fetterman. Did anyone see John Fetterman's reaction to the wins last night? His reaction was the dirtbag left is surging. Basically calling progressives dirtbags. I mean, what the fuck is that about?
Hold on. So again, this guy is a guy who ran as a Democrat.
Yep.
And now the correction. And I want everybody to understand what's going on. So the people who have said tax the rich, assist mothers with childcare, fix the damn roads, and make life easier for working class people are dirtbags.
Correct. Exactly.
That is what that message
but this
says.
is, I think, the irony of it. He actually ran on a progressive platform. The guy went in. He wears shorts every fucking day and a dirty sweatshirt that looks like it's got stains all over it.
Well, like we know, like so he was extremely progressive. Then he had brain damage, and now he's a conservative who stands for Netanyahu. So are you saying
conservatives are brain damaged?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just
get a brain injury.
Like, Fetterman is brain damaged, and it clearly like.
But Gina,
fucked him up.
That's a problem.
Yes, it is. He shouldn't be in Congress anymore. He should be removed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, speaking about
he will never win another election.
No,
I mean, we know that.
I doubt it. So listen, we were talking about the joy of the people in New York and all that good stuff, but I just got to say this. I'm happy to see candidates who clearly want to do this job and are excited to be candidates and are excited to represent the people and excited to do things for the people. I mean, that's different, right? Like, usually we see all these folks who clearly want to be in office because office represents power. But now we're seeing people like, nah, I just want to do cool stuff for my neighbors. Yeah. Isn't that what politics is supposed to be about?
And all of those three candidates, I can tell you, so joyous. Like, honestly, you cannot meet or look at them. You can't look at one of their social media posts without seeing that
Brad Lander has the best smile.
He does.
I mean,
and he rocked up to that event.
Happy.
He rocked up to that event last Thursday night in a fucking city bike. Yeah. He rode up in his suit with his blue suit with an orange tie, so full on Knicks, right? He'd probably just come from the ticket tape parade. He rides up on a city bike to this this rally. And it is just pure and utter joy. And I think that's what we're all missing right now, just as a species, as being like, living in a time where we feel like everything's being, fucking thrown at us constantly. I think we are dying just to get some joyous leadership, some leaders that actually look like they're having fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, I think just generally people are looking to leaders that at the very, very least feel aspirational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it feels
That's
like
what it is.
Yeah, like it just feels like I can stand there, and I'm not talking about fangirling.
No, just like, I know you've got my back. Correct. And I don't have to worry about it.
And there is something about people that smile and that are happy that becomes infectious as well. Like that infects your constituency, it infects everything. So
Absolutely.
I think that's a really important thing to remember.
Going back to Zoran and Brad, it's just like, these are two men who are like deeply like happy to see each other. And it's just nice seeing folks bring joy to each other, and then just having that, like you said, be infectious to the population. Our lawmakers are all fighting all the time. So I think it's just like I think it's just a nice change of pace.
It is. And remember that Brad is a Jewish man and Mamdani is a Muslim man.
Yeah.
And I think what that shows us as a community as well is that it doesn't need to be contentious. The entire fucking world, all of the powers that be are trying to push us apart.
Yeah.
And they are showing by example that doesn't necessarily have to be so.
Well, and also just like be a human, because, I see videos of somebody like Mamdani and he's doing stuff. And this is why I think a lot of people my age are endeared to him, is that he doesn't run away from like his fierce millennialness.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't try to be like this put together elder statesman. I'm very, I know everything. No, dude, he will go to the club and be at a regular booth and be listening to Lumi D and really just enjoying himself, dancing. He's hanging out with his wife. He's having some food, or, he's at the Knicks parade and he's doing lean back with Kat. And it's like, no, that's what I would be doing if I was at the Knicks parade, right? So there's also that level of familiarity that people want to feel from their politicians.
It's relatability.
And it's the relatability.
You feel like you can go and talk to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his wife, who's so cool, it makes me like.
Yeah. And then people were, did you see that people were just like, it looked like she got bootleg jerseys and made a dress out of them. I was like, that's fly.
That was a local designer actually that did that. But yeah.
I was like, that's fly. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
They got that off Canal. What are you saying?
Like, you can't get more New York than that.
Exactly.
Like, you really can't.
Exactly.
People need to chill.
They
but
really
I
should.
can I just go back to the policy thing at one, like, because, like, I'm so tired of being told change has to be incremental, and everyone who won last night and Mom Donnie is, like, clearly proving that's false. And then we have, like, my personal congresswoman, Haley Stevens, on the campaign trail, literally said this year, we can't pass big programs like Social Security. Like, we need to be modest in our policy goals. No,
we
bitch.
don't.
I don't want to be. I want Medicare for all. Like, I don't want ACA tax credits. We already have them. And, like, everybody is struggling, like, so much. Like,
But is the big beautiful bill's not an incremental change? It's a massive transfer of wealth, one of the largest in human history.
But when did Social Security become a big
I don't even know what she was talking about.
I don't even know. Isn't that money that we pay?
We pay.
And getting it
Again,
back to us?
but a massive project that is overwhelmingly supported by everyone.
I think what she was trying to do was say we can't do Medicare for all,
That's
and
not
she
true.
equated it to Social Security. I don't know what the fuck she was saying Social Security for, but basically she said we have to be modest in our policy goals.
Well, and also, I'm just tired of being governed by fear. I'm tired of
Yes.
leaders that govern by fear. I'm tired of people running off fear. Because what I want to hear and what I want to see from a candidate, particularly as we're going into this really huge Senate race in Michigan, one of the most important in the country, all eyes are on this Senate race, and particularly this primary. I don't want to hear fear. I don't want to hear we have to slowly increase it. No. Because if you go for incremental, you get even less. I would much rather you go for the thing you actually want and have a chance of getting it, as opposed to, let's just keep status quo.
Ding, ding, ding. That's exactly it, Norris. And I think the thing is, it's not just fear. I want someone that's going to represent us with solutions. Clearly, everyone can point out the problems, right? There's a fucking million problems. This bucket has so many holes in it, dear Liza, we don't know what to do with it, right? But we should be at least aiming to have people that are coming with actual solutions and not just, it's a problem. And like you said, we can't fix that because, incremental change. Too big, too extreme, too complicated. So
Too extreme, too confusing.
That's it.
But, as we talk about that Senate race, and, I do want to bring this up because Elon is no longer a trillionaire because SpaceX fell apart.
Made my week.
But Haley Stevens, who has been critical of SpaceX before, has received PAC money from SpaceX. So I do find that very interesting because, again, we know that she has never gone on record saying she won't take PAC money. And we do have other candidates in that race who have said they will not take large corporate PAC money. But my thing is that when we have corporations and companies that are literally blowing up rockets to the tunes of billions of dollars, right? Like literally cannot waste money in a more effective way. And yet we have elected officials who are totally okay with taking money from those types of companies. How can I go in and then trust you to have my best interests at the forefront of your mind? That is something that I take a large bit of umbrage with.
I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, Norris, when it comes down to it, if we reflect back on what happened last night in New York, a big part of it, as we mentioned, was the money in politics portion of it. So, and it's something that obviously we're hoping to have on the ballot this year to get money out of politics here in Michigan, because it is such an important part of it. And I think it's ignorant to assume, or for someone to say, oh, but that money doesn't have any influence.
It has tons of influence, because also one would think Elon has not provided, SpaceX has not provided jobs like that in Michigan.
No.
Right?
Absolutely
so
not.
Number one, why would SpaceX or Elon Musk want to give money to Haley Stevens? Oh, because if she gets to the Senate, now she does vote on things that will affect SpaceX and campaign finance, or, the stock market or whatever.
Right.
That in and of itself gives me all the moments of pause.
Yeah.
Because that is the last person that I want to assist in enriching is Elon Musk. So for me, when we're looking at getting money out of politics, when we're looking at creating new campaign finance reform law, we have to look at who's getting paid by whom. And that, to me, is a ginormous red flag, taking money from Elon Musk.
It is. It certainly is. And I think part of it is it's not just that. You have to think about the fact that I think about 25% of the revenue that SpaceX, that particular company, gets is from government contracts.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the thing that people
Elon
seem to
Musk
forget.
is the biggest socialist of them all.
Correct.
All of his money is government money.
It's always capitalism on the way up, socialism on the way down.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, same thing with Palantir, and Peter Thiel. They have government contracts to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars. And
billions.
Yeah, into the billions of dollars. And so when we look at things, like you said, Gina, talking about we need to go big, we need to shoot for the sky when it comes to things like Medicare for all, there's money to do that. Because if you can give Elon Musk and Palantir, billions of dollars a year, then you can pay for us to be able to go to the doctor. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
But I don't think people quite understand what being a trillionaire or a billionaire means. And I think it's really important for us to remember that having $1 billion invested at the average market return, you have to spend about $160,000 per day to not end up any richer.
So you would have to spend $165,000 a day to not get richer.
$160,000.
Deliberately to not get richer.
$160,000 a day is what you have to spend to burn that money.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
But I think we lose in all of these conversations. We lose what it fucking means to be a billionaire or a trillionaire. Like, we forget, because it's just figures. Like, I couldn't even...
It is. I mean, Norris and I were talking about something yesterday, and somebody wrote millions, and I'm like, oh, it's actually billions, and we're like,
it
we're
means
not
nothing.
even.
It means nothing. Like the difference between $1 billion and $1 trillion to the average human on Earth means nothing. It's so much money and it's so nebulous that there is no operational difference to the average human being.
I don't have a calculator to work out what that number is for a trillionaire. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have done it.
Yeah.
But it's insane.
Yeah, it's insane.
We've gone well past when $1 million was a lot of money. Yeah. Being a millionaire is nothing now.
Well, but sticking with sticking in Michigan, I do want to talk about this because there was a video that was shared out between two gentlemen who are running for Michigan State Senate, Abraham Aiyash and Justin Onwenu, and they were just outside of a town hall that they had together, and they were still going at it, still arguing, going back and forth on, the Iran war and Gaza and the LGBTQ community. And for a lot of people, it just seemed to just fall apart. Like, these were just two guys who just kept arguing with each other. And we all talked about it. And so I kind of wanted to share, what did you guys think about that? Because it's very rare that we just get to see two candidates, particularly for Senate, state Senate, and they just are right in each other's face, just going back and forth. It was very interesting, I should say.
Yeah, so I saw it on Twitter. Right, it came up in my feed, and I'm like, I knew of the town hall, like the debate that was happening that night. So this was like the aftermath of them kind of having their last words to each other outside on the sidewalk, and I was kind of shocked, quite honestly. that they would allow this exchange to happen so openly and like unrehearsed.
Yeah.
In front of a camera. Like they knew they were being recorded.
Yeah.
This wasn't like a secret video, you know, it wasn't one of those.
No, it wasn't
like,
recorded surreptitiously.
No, it wasn't at all. Like at one point, like both of them were talking directly to the journalist holding the phone. So to me, it was shocking to just see the realness come out unfiltered like that. And that's what Julie was talking about. Because my first reaction was like, holy fuck, they both look like assholes right now. And Julie's like, this is actually the first time we're seeing people be real.
So yeah, so Gina and I have a lot of like conversations during the day, night, whatever, 24/7. She sent it to me, and I was my response was a little different to yours because I think Norris, you had a similar response to it.
Yeah.
To Gina, and I think what I felt, it felt refreshingly real to me. It was like we see so many candidates come in and out of our studio. They say one thing off the record to us as individuals, but once they get in front of a camera, it is just everyone's just so buttoned up and they're just talking points and they never ever actually get to the meat and potatoes of what they mean. It's a whole lot of fluff. And I was just like, fuck, finally someone's being real. And I want to add to that I think part of the reason that we've ended up with Donald Trump twice now is because he is actually, like it or not, the guy's a dick, can't stand him, he's terrible for this country, he's terrible for the world, but at the end of the day, he is real.
Can we play a little unscripted game?
Oh, sure.
Please.
I love this.
I don't even know what you're about to say.
I know, and this can go so sideways, and we might have to cut this all out. But I'm going to ask you both.
Okay.
Name one Michigan politician who you think is real and one who you think is so fucking fake.
Ooh. A politician that I think is
the real deal.
The real deal, based on my personal interactions. This is not an endorsement. Based on my personal interactions, I think Abdul's a real guy, even though he's not officially a politician yet, but he's running for office. I've talked to him.
If you're a candidate, you're a politician.
Yeah, I've talked to him. I think he's a real guy. I think he firmly believes in what he's doing, and he seems cool. A politician I think is full of shit is Sri Thanadar.
Yeah, totally.
Like, again, I think as a human being, he can be whatever he is, and I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I just, every time I see him, it just feels like a performance and a really bad one at that.
And to like, particularly the hair. But what I want to say is, like, another real dude is the guy running against Shri in the primary, Donovan McKinney.
Donovan McKinney, yeah, he's a real dude.
Just super down to earth, like
super chill guy.
And like to the joy point, fucking happy dude. Like always
really
smiling,
excited to be there.
Like just joyous dad. Like you get like young joyful dad vibes from this
Loves
man.
his kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Stephanie Chang she's the real deal. Like she just does not. My dad always used to say, "Be careful of people that piss in your pocket and tell you it's raining," and that's a real thing. And she's never like that. I'm going to just talk for a minute about the fine line between joy and real joy and fake joy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say to you that Hayley Stevens is a person that is I've never felt I've never really had a genuine conversation with her. Everything feels performative to me. And so, yes, I would say to you, she's a joyous warrior. She does go around being joyous. There's no doubt about that. Always wearing sparkly clothes and happy and, but there is a fakeness to that.
Interesting.
Let's just say it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't hit me from a genuine perspective. And that's just my kind of, my opinion on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think, talking about this video and talking about the realness of certain politicians, I think half of me is like, yo, I like that they're going at each other. I like that they're hashing this out in an unscripted fashion because I like to see smart people go at each other. I like debate. I like to see two intelligent people work over that. But I think the thing for me, though, that gave me a moment of pause and why I felt that way is because I also want to see that energy not always directed in the same camp, right? I do think that sometimes when it comes to progressives and liberals and so on and so forth, that it is primary season, so naturally you're going to go after your opponent. But I think the North Star is still like, yo, we still have to fix the busted ass country.
Yeah.
So for as much as we may disagree on the minutia of it, I feel like the North Star sometimes gets lost. And whoever can best say, I am the best choice to win for everybody, not just the best choice to win this primary.
Big thing you just said there.
Yeah.
So the system is set up for us to be like this,
yeah, it's
right?
to
The
cannibalize
primary
each other.
system. With us, I say to Gina every week, I'm like, fucking, how many more weeks have we got to go? How many more sleeps have we got to this primary?
It's not normal, right? I mean, in Australia and most countries around the world, your election season is 6 weeks.
We don't have primaries either.
It's like
That's not how it
legislated
works.
to be 6 weeks. Like you can't run campaign ads unless you're in this 6 week window.
Yeah.
Most countries around the world have something.
And for the last 2 weeks, you can't run ads at all.
Yeah,
So you have 2 weeks of like nothing.
Like in the U.S., we're always campaigning.
We're always in election
ends.
season.
But our primary season as well, like if it's going through to August.
Yep.
I mean, it is honestly, it feels like it's set up for us to eat each other. And at every primary season, I feel the same. Whether it be the midterms or whether it be the presidential election cycle, every time it just feels like everyone's hating on each other, no matter who. Then we have this short period of time just to gather back together.
We're told we got to unify.
Now we got to unify. But it's like, no, dude, you just literally called me a fraud 2 weeks ago. And now you like, that's the part I'm saying. Like, I think there's a way for us to intelligently debate each other about the differences in our platforms while in the same breath also saying, but if my opponent were to defeat me, we're still on the same side. We're still on the same squad. I have his back against this greater threat.
Yeah. But I do feel, though, I think from a community perspective, your average Joe, we're all sitting here as people that understand more than the average Joe about politics, right? And we're a little more invested in it, like personally. I think to your average person, though, there is something refreshing about people being honest and not being feeling like they're being fed talking points constantly. So I'm divided on this. There's no doubt about it. But I just think that we have to get over our discomfort around people clashing or having real conversations with one another.
Yeah.
And just be able to man up or woman up and basically go, hey, I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, I want people to be honest. I want to hear what your honest opinions are. I want to hear honestly about, Norris, what you're going to do to change, make change in my life, my real life, and the difference between you and your opponent, and not just talking points. Yeah,
I love that. But we've been having a through line on today's show about joy, and I want to end the show today on one of the most joyous things we're all been experiencing. If you're watching the show on YouTube, you will see that Julie and I are repping our World Cup team scarves.
I forgot.
Yeah, we got the World Cup Peace Prize chain in the back for Gina. And the thing is that for all of you who may not have been following
my Peace Prize, I got one, guys. I got one.
Well deserved, Gina.
Me and Trump, the only two.
The only two. But if you haven't been following the actual tournament of the World Cup, videos all across North America between Mexico, the U.S., and Canada have been showing the best of humanity and the best of America.
Get on socials. If you follow us, we've been resharing a lot on Instagram and TikTok of people just like, oh my God, the South Koreans with the Mexicans in Guadalajara. Like, if you haven't seen them partying together, you have to. Like, this is what MAGA and Trump and the establishment on both sides don't want you to see. We, the people, have so much more in common than the people in power. They don't want us hanging out. They don't want us talking. They don't want us having joy together. And the World Cup is bringing it. People from different cultures are seeing one another in a different light. I mean, everyone's hanging out, like freaking the Norwegians. Like,
they've taken over between the Norwegians and the Scots. They took over Boston. It's been fantastic, and I think one of the best stories I've heard that just let me know, like, okay, this is what real America is at its best. Is that in Lawrence, Kansas, where the Algerian national team is based out of, Lawrence basically like made everything little Algeria. Like they put Algerian flags everywhere. They like painted lawns in the Algerian flags. Like the local high schools learned the Algerian national anthem. So when their team came into town, they were playing the national anthem, and it brought members of the team to tears because they were saying we were not expecting to be welcomed in this way. Like we thought we would be getting booed and we'd be getting jeered because of all the stuff we see on TV. And now people from around the world are saying, hey, the government is behaving this way. But when we interact with actual Americans, with the actual people, we have never received love like this.
Can I add a different lens to this?
Sure.
And it's not that I disagree, because I totally agree with you. I think part of it is that when you actually go to places, when you actually go somewhere and connect with people, when you travel, when you go and spend time with actual people, not through the lens of social media or normal media that's owned by tech oligarchs and billionaires, we realize you see things through the lens of humanity, right? You see it that, hey, look, I moved to America 11 years ago. If I was still living in Australia right now, I would have a very, very different view on America than what I do right now. Yeah. Right? And I know that I sit here and hang shit and we talk about stuff, but at the end of the day, the humanity, the fact that I get to connect with people on a day-to-day basis, and when you travel around, even around to little places like Boise, Idaho, or Des Moines, Iowa, like these places, you go there and you think, oh my God, it's going to be these little shitholes. No, like you find people are just people. And I think that's what we're talking about here. Like we're talking about the fact that when you take out that extra lens of seeing it through your phone or through your TV, you actually connect on a human level. And I just think that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. And people... fundamentally, they're not assholes. Most people are just trying to do the best to survive. Right. And the oligarchs and the billionaires are trying really, really fucking hard to divide us.
Yeah, and it's getting to the point now where you are actively seeing, whether it be people in Mexico or America or Canada, and they're picking, like, everybody's picking second teams. Yeah. Because they're like, of course I'm going to support my home nation, but... everybody's rooting for Cape Verde or everybody's rooting for Curacao.
I wanted Bosnia to win so bad.
Everybody's picking like these other second teams because, they have this affinity or this kinship, or maybe they met somebody from Haiti while they were in town and now they want Haiti to do well. Like, this is kind of what America should be about. This is what the idea of America is supposed to represent, and I think it's changing a lot of hearts and minds, not just from the visitors, but also for a lot of Americans too.
Yeah, they're actually, for the first time probably in their life, they're meeting people that may not necessarily look like them, talk like them, pray like them, or whatever else. I do have to give a shout out to my Aussie mates who did that great chant, which has been stolen by other countries as well. Aussie blokes are on a bender. Donald Trump's a sex offender. Fucking gold. I'm sorry. That was
there was another one that was more mood.
They've had quite a few.
Yeah, there was one that
Julie's giving you guys the PG version.
That was the PG one.
That's right. I'm giving you the PG version.
Yeah, but there was quite a few about particularly Donald Trump and his association.
No, shout out to the Australians.
Yeah,
you guys had the best chance for sure.
No, they do. But anything else anybody wants to add before we depart today on Point of Disorder?
I just want to say America's actually pretty cool. The people are. We shouldn't get twisted about the 30% MAGA derangement people. And you can no longer see the algae in the reflecting pool because they've put a fence and tarp around it.
It's all bad.
And more people have been arrested for touching the pool than have been arrested for being in the Epstein files.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Gina, you just made us feel good and bad all at the same time. So thank you.
I have a FIFA Peace Prize. I can do that.
You can do that with your FIFA Peace Prize. But with all that said, thank all of you for joining us on the show today. I know we had a lot to talk about, but I hope at the end of it you feel that you can take some joy home and be a little bit excited about potentially what's coming in the future. Don't forget to follow us and like and subscribe to all of our stuff at Point of Disorder and at Distill Social. Also, slide over to our Substack where we're going to be talking more about kind of the cool stuff happening about the World Cup and how you should not feel bad about being happy. And also, just enjoy yourselves and be nice to your neighbors. Watch a game together, share a beer, whatever. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap on today's episode of Point of Disorder. We'd like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who listened today. And if you like us, give us a like, a subscribe, or a review on any place you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on social media at Distill Social and at The Guerrilla Politic. This is the Point of Disorder podcast, signing off. Stay sharp, stay progressive, and above all, stay tuned.